What's something that was once normal but is now considered a luxury? Handmade furniture. Growing up in a Mexican household, avocados. Owning a horse. Handmade items. When you're poor, it's a necessity. When you're rich, it's a luxury. One-income household. Real wood furniture. Fuck particle board and cardboard. It's like living in a movie set where everything seems authentic until you scratch the surface. Yet somehow a table still costs several $100s. Privacy. Having a fireplace in your home that burned wood. Lobster used to be served to inmates at Maine State Penitentiary. In colonial times, it was considered peasant food. Pensions. Company loyalty to its employees. Most grandfathers old enough to have had that are likely gone or on their way out. My grandpa still gets a pension from Merck. Goodyear welted boots. Foraged food. For example, wild mushrooms and some herbs. Good health insurance. Peace and quiet. Food from food trucks. Nowadays some of them cost just as much as a restaurant meal. Plus they jack up the prices at events. Sometimes it's worth it, but not if I have to stand around eating it. Owning a home and a car. Having money left over from your paycheck after paying the bills. Not feeling depressed and angry and hopeless every day. Vacations. As a kid I remember going all sorts of places. My kids are grown up now and we've always been paycheck to paycheck, so no vacations. A long time ago you could leave your parents' house, walk over the hill, set up a house and started farming and nobody would bat an eye. Rent. Specifically, living alone in a decent apartment on a regular salary. Time. Vacations. Owning a house. Dentistry. Travel by ship. Affordable Maryland crabs. Being able to support a family on one income. Having a livable income. Being able to buy a week's worth of groceries in one visit. Truffles and wild sturgeon caviar were both pretty accessible until the mid-20th century. They have both become far more scarce and expensive. Unprocessed organic food used to be standard. Having privacy. A vacation. Having kids. And like luxury bags, you can tell which people can actually afford them and which people really can't but have them. Anyways. In some places in the West Indies, avocado toast was once poor people's snack food. Being able to afford to live alone. Resting. Many are so caught up in the grind culture that they barely rest. Growing up with your mother and father. Enjoying your childhood with your stay-at-home mother. Being able to play outside in the neighborhood. Getting married and having your kids enjoy both their grandparents visiting at the same time. Being all together for family vacations while everyone gets along. Being able to afford a house. One-income households, pensions, healthcare. Having a one-income family. A family living off one wage. Access to Reddit's API. Owning a home. Driving around and listening to music. Just cruising. I miss that, but gas is too expensive and there is way more traffic now. Those bedazzled butt plugs. Back in the day a corn cob would easily suffice. Silence. Not working weekends. Being able to sleep. Products without a monthly subscription. Home-cooked bread. Life. Being able to unlock everything by progression in games. Now with DLC. It can cost hundreds of dollars to unlock all the things in games like The Sims. Heck, DOA 6 it costs over $1,000 to unlock all outfits. Retirement benefits. Going to see a movie at the theater. Owning a house. Being happy. Ate fresh vegetables. Pensions. Used to be common, now they're a rarity. Ownership of land, hands down, as others have said. We replaced it with unneeded luxury. Retiring at 62, or even 65. Protein. Wings and coffee. Oysters. Healthcare in the US. A pension. Going to the cinema without breaking the bank for the day. Having a horse. Manners of people. Owning a house. A somewhat decent government. A one-income household. For me, crawfish. Used to be poor people's food, now I gotta spend $50 to have a decent amount for a boil. Publix. Taking a real vacation out of town. A full pantry. God, every day we get closer and closer to the description of just a third world country wearing a fucking Gucci belt. Living. Drinking good quality tap water. Now you have to have a filtration system, which are quite expensive. Being uncontactable. Feels like since the domination of mobiles, people pay a premium for an excuse to turn their phone off, e.g. a retreat or high-end holiday. Dental care. Healthcare. Let me explain. I worked in a warehouse back in the late 80s to 2000-ish. I had a yearly deductible of $1,500 and a doctor copay of $10. Nothing came out of my check for this, and I think it was $7.50 for dental. Now most of us were grandfathered in, so newer employees didn't get this plan, but I sure do miss it. Today. Seems like today the amount taken from a check is over $100 with deductibles up to $5,000. Maternity leave. A pension. Retirement at 65. A 401k plan that you can actually ride to your death. Leaving assets to your kids when you die. Living cancer-free. Man, sorry, it's all depressing, and I bet you can guess what country. Affordable rent. A living wage. Buying a house. Having a retirement. Not working more than 40 hours a week. Receiving actual news instead of propaganda. In the US, medical care. And heaven forbid the luxury bones in your mouth that you chew food with. Those are a real luxury. Legroom on a plane. TV. It used to be free. All you had to do was buy the TV set. Being happy. Being a family of 4 with one person working. Owning a home and 2 cars. And obtaining a pension that allows 2 people to live off if comfortably. Having kids. Taking a vacation every year. Working only one full-time job. Owning a house. Vacations, affordable groceries, children. Salmon. Houses. Lobsters. Watches. All that. But how about old furniture and technology? How many of your friends own a cushioned chair with a floral print and a wood frame that bursts out dust every time you sit on it? Or a rear projection TV with support for AV and VCR? Hopefully not that many. That doesn't sound very comfortable. And quite a loss if they get damaged. Caviar was cheap. Now those fish eggs are worth thousands. Retirement.